I'd like to invite you to settle into this moment as if we're in the same room together, without any distractions, without fiddling with phones. And imagine for a moment as you're sitting in the room with me, and I'm offering these reflections. So settling into your body and your breath. And know that there's a body, heart, and mind. As you breathe in and out, be aware that it's not just the air flowing in to your nostrils or filling your lungs, but your whole body's breathing. Your chest has a subtle movement. So let's sense the breath together for a minute. Noticing where your attention is and perhaps returning it to your chest and feeling and experiencing the breath here. You're welcome to connect to your heart if it helps to give you an added sense of safety and security. I'd like to now invite you to reflect for a moment on all the moments that you couldn't protect yourself. That helplessness, that hopelessness. Here we are together. Let's allow those things. Let's be willing to feel them. And if you feel inclined to, or want to paraphrase the following phrases that can recreate positive energy vibration, or simply relate to them as sounds flowing by. May I be open to the pain of grief. May I be willing to be open to the pain of grief, however it shows itself. Through my inquiry, may I find the inner resources to be present for my sorrow. Through my inquiry, may I find the inner resources to be present for my sorrow. May I soften now. May I soften now to any judgment or resistance that arises. And sense the possibility of that softening around any judgments or resistance that arise. May I allow my sadness, knowing that I am not just my sadness, if that makes it possible. May I allow my sadness, knowing I am not just my sadness. May I forgive myself for mistakes I've made, for things I have left undone. May I be open to receiving the kindness of others as I grieve. May I be open to the kindness of others as I grieve. Breathing and grieving, allow the feelings to arise naturally, holding them gently, taking your time, layer by layer, just a little at a time. Allowing whatever is there, tightness, tears of fears, numbness, let it into your heart. Invite it in. Give it the room where it can be known, where it can unfold, where it can show itself. As you make room for the pain, let it follow its natural course. As you make room for the pain, let it follow its natural course. Let it come and go. And yet bringing a sense of kindness for all of it in each breath, like a warm embrace, nothing to hold on to, nothing to push away. You don't have to keep it anymore. You can set it down, release it into the heart of compassion. Allow yourself to weep and imagine yourself held by that kind, loving awareness. And allow yourself to release and let go. Before we end today's meditation, I'd like to invite you to set an intention to honor the courage it takes to sit with grief, to allow it to be felt, and to soften around it. That each breath, each moment of awareness is an act of compassion for yourself. I invite you to carry this tenderness with you beyond this practice so that you can approach your grief and emotions with the same gentle openness, allowing yourself to trust the natural rhythm of release and healing, knowing you are held in the heart of compassion. Namaste.